Everyone is welcome here, it's time to make new friends. Aquavide Uskava, fill your Glencairn. Share a dram with the spirit of Edmonton. Slancha!
Slancha! Good evening, Whiskey Brothers, Whiskey Sisters, Whiskey Friends, and welcome to episode 34 of the Canadian Whisky Journey's Whiskey Review. I'm Dolph. I'm your host tonight. This right here is Blair Phillips. He is the author or co-author to this book right there, The Definitive Guide to Canadian Distilleries. Blair, what are we continuing our Canadian Whisky Journey with tonight, kind sir?
We are sampling the Odd Society Maple Canadian Whiskey.
It's a beautiful bottle, very classy looking. And so it's Odd Society whiskey again. And I'm wondering, should we feel bad about doing yet another Odd Society whiskey, sir? What do you think?
I know, it just feels like we did one, doesn't it?
Very, very recent.
Yeah. Well, they make really good whiskey. So when they're being prolific and releasing several whiskeys and they're this good, I think it's only fair that we give them a shot and have a taste.
Not just a shot, like the limelight. Let's say there, and there's several people out there in Canada that are doing whiskey after whiskey after whiskey, and we've done several distilleries that we've done several of these, but it just seems like this is coming out a lot of the Odd Society, and I'm loving it. I enjoy it. How about a little background? So this summer, I go on a road trip through BC with my buddy Nick, and we end up in East Vancouver and we're visiting this guy right here, Gordon Lance, and his lovely wife Miriam and their two daughters. Well, Miriam wasn't there and the daughters; it was just me, Nick, and Gordon. And it was a fun time because Gordon's climbing on top of all these barrels, and we're getting cast samples right there. And he's so proud of what he's doing, and he's so energetic, and he's scaring me because he's a little bit older than me, I think. But he's 15 feet up in the air. I'm holding on to the Valinch in one hand sometimes and his ankle the other time. But he gave me this, and he explained this barrel to me, and I was really intrigued. But I wasn't prepared for what I tasted. So it was cast strength, and it was superbly viscous. It was beautiful on the mouth. And I offered to buy the cask right there and then. And I pushed. I wanted this cask. It's like, come on. And I wanted it for myself, and I wanted it for the Alberta Scotch Society. But it was so fun. It was so good. And Miriam eventually, after a couple emails, said, Dolph, you're not going to get the barrel. Just give up. So I did. But I am enjoying it here tonight. Do you want to tell us a bit about how they make it?
Yeah, from my understanding, they smoke some of their malted barley with over toasted oak or a maple, sorry. Maple wood, and then they age it for 3 years in an maple syrup barrel. This is quite unique compared to some of the other distilleries that make a maple whiskey, not to be confused with a maple syrup flavored whiskey. This is a different style altogether. The other distilleries that make them, like I could think of Kinsip, Wayne Gretzky's, and then up in the Yukon, two brewers made one.
Number 20.
Yeah. And they're all, if I'm not mistaken, all finished in maple syrup barrels. Whereas this one was aged in maple syrup barrels, and that is it.
3.5 years in there. And it's not distilled maple syrup as well. And there's other places that do distill maple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
And we've interviewed them, and it's fantastic and really interesting. This was not. This was smoked, and they still followed the regulations in BC, making sure everything comes from BC, all the ingredients all made in BC. They're doing this, and they're doing a fantastic job. And we're not going to give away any trade secrets how they do it, although I feel like I really want to right now, but I'm not going to. It's good. What do you get? Let's go. What do you get on the nose? Let's delve into this right now. And while you're thinking, I'll just couple things on here. It's 125 mils. It's 46%. Bottled December 2021. This was not available in the stores. You had to go there in person, get them, or talk to them. And if 2 farmers markets, they sold out, but they sold out almost immediately. You should get on the list, though. They have an email list if you want to find these bottles or get a chance to these beautiful whiskeys, the small ones that they put out. You have to get the email, and you got to get on it really, really, really fast.
Yeah.
Sorry, I probably changed your chain of thought. On the nose, not too sweet is my first comment. And
not too sweet. There's that sweetness to it, but there's also this layer of really deep, warm, smoky woodiness that sits right dead center of this whiskey. That complements that sweetness, and it's just spot on.
Nothing overpowering at all. And when you think of maple whiskey, you think it's going to be all. You think it's like the Finnish whiskeys that you get now, or the flavored whiskeys. This is nothing like that. This is unique and and lovely. Okay, and I don't want to delve in the palate quite yet. I want to just enjoy this for a bit.
Yeah, I also love the way that that those malted barley notes just sit underneath all that. And you were mentioning this offline that there's a bit of a almost like a raspberry berry type note.
Yeah. It hints at it. It's just
it's
needling there. I think it's raspberry. It might be another red fruit. Have you thought of? I don't know. I can't picture it. It's just a bunch of different fruits in that style just compiled into it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna delve in. So
yeah, I'm running low, so
So the mouthfeel is phenomenal. Non-chill filtered, no coloring, just like they do all their other stuff. And you can't really see the legs on here, but they are slow moving and they're thick. It's just it coats the mouth so nicely. I love the mouthfeel. Yeah. And I'm starting to think that my perception of a whiskey changes quite a bit from the mouthfeel, I think, now. The older I get, the more I'm going for the tactile stuff.
All part of the package.
All right, more of the same on the palate. It tastes sweeter than it smells because I expected lots, but it's sweet. It's not overly sweet. You get a bit of the smoke. And do you get less smoke now? I think I get less smoke on the palate than I did on the nose. I think
it becomes more of a toasted quality to it, like a toasted cereal note. I'm really enjoying mixed in with that toffee sweetness, and it's just some real nice dark tones as well.
And I know I'm used to cast strength, but this 46% is going down like water. It really does. There's no heat whatsoever, and nothing at the end. Nothing. There's no hint of heat to it.
No, just a little bit of spice from the oaks, a little bit of char, and and just that sweet to dry, a little bit of oak tannins on the finish. It's just amazing.
And I don't think Cabot Trail. No, this is not a liqueur, there, Ben. And this is a whiskey, so this is all barley, smoked barley, distilled the smoked barley, and then put into these these are oak barrels or oak bourbon barrels that used to hold maple syrup.
Maple syrup, yeah.
So it's the 46%. And good comment there, Ben. I appreciate it. And I don't like that much sweet stuff, so I don't like liqueurs. I have a hard time with them. I know you like them, Blair, and you can use them, and you can think of how you're going to use them in different cocktails. I'm not at that point. I don't think I'm a purist, and this hits the purist part of me still.
Oh yeah, and that's a real distinct driving note of this whiskey is that it's not a flavored whiskey. This is a single malt that it just has some real new flavor qualities to it.
How about on the finish? It goes sweet. At the end is where I'm getting I think that's where I'm getting the smoke is at the end with a little bit of the, not heat, the spice, but still no heat. And you
Yeah,
know
it
what?
starts to-
For a
starts to draw.
3.5-year-old whiskey, this has got a medium finish to it. So a medium, not I'm gonna say long, but it's a medium finish to it. And with 3.5 years, you're expecting short, medium, but this is great.
Yeah.
And yeah, the question, maple barreled Canadian, I don't know where this is coming from. The barrels, that is. And I know Gordon told me at one point. I just can't remember. Sorry, Gordon, when we see that. And you know what? If someone gets them in the comments, it'd be good. But again, if you got one of these, enjoy it. I was going to say sold out. Often I say, hold on to it. It'll be worth something one day. And this might very well be worth something one day, and people will pay a little bit more than what they paid. But I think this is a sharing whiskey. This is something unique you want to share with your friends. You just got to get this out there. So
And there's more coming. I guarantee it.
yes,
I hope I shouldn't say I guarantee it. I hope I guarantee it.
I hope you can guarantee it too.
Yeah.
I'm on board with you. I'm hoping it's there. I want more smoke. And when I tried it with the barrel strength, I think there was more smoke to it. And I don't know if it's because it was barrel strength and the alcohol just brought forward the smoke a little bit more. And Blair, tell me, did it win an award at the?
Yeah, it won a gold medal at the Canadian Whisky Awards this year. And it won. Yeah.
Gold medal. And
best,
it was the
best
first
new
time?
whiskey. Yeah, best new whiskey. I think it was the first time they entered it in the competition.
Well, I'm glad, and I hope they keep doing it more and more. I know they don't have a lot of these barrels; it's hard to get your hand on these kind of specific barrels. But I'm glad they're experimenting with it and having fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. This has been fantastic. Thank you to those of you that joined in, and those of you that are going to watch this in the future. Have a fantastic night, and we will see you next Tuesday. Sláinte. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.